Good luck.
Thank you.
Merhabalar arkadaşlar, merhaba herkese. Bu akşam Kanada'nın en gözde üniversitelerinden, Royal Roads University'den Brooke bizlerle. Okulla ilgili tüm detayları paylaşıyor olacak. Sorularınız olduğunda Questions bölümüne yazabilirsiniz. Sunum bitiminde Brooke soruları yanıtlıyor olacak. Mümkün mertebe İngilizce yazmanızı tavsiye ederim ama Türkçe'de yazarsanız ben altına İngilizcesini yazıyor olacağım. Şimdi, yes, Brooke, stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. As Hesna mentioned, my name is Brooke, and I am coming to you from Victoria in Canada. And today we're going to talk about Royal Roads University and undergraduate opportunities. And I see everyone saying hello in the chat. Throughout the presentation, if you do have questions, feel free to write them in the chat box. And then when we're done the presentation, I will address those questions. Hello, Salim. So I'm going to share my screen with you so we can get started. 1 second. Okay. So Royal Roads University. Throughout the presentation, there will be some photos, and it's kind of like a bit of a photographic tour of the campus. We have a really beautiful campus, and so this is when you first arrive in the university. This is really how it looks. We're actually inside a forest, so it's quite a romantic place to be. Today, I'll tell you about who we are, what the undergraduate experience is like, some details about the program, and then we'll have time for questions and answers. Here is another building at Royal Roads. Inside here, there are breakout rooms when you want to work on projects with your classmates. There are classrooms, and this is also where the front desk would be, where you'd get a student card and start your journey. So who is Royal Roads? We are a public university, and we offer a personal approach to learning, teaching, and research. We believe in giving applicable skills to help you succeed in the future. We seek to foster a sustainable future for our planet, and we apply change making as leaders and innovators. You will see a small logo at the bottom. Royal Roads is an Ashoka U Change Maker campus. What do we teach? So at Royal Roads, we do offer undergraduate, graduate, and doctorate programs in specific areas. So these are the areas, and 70% of our programs are actually offered at the graduate level. And our faculty have both industry, which is job, work experience, as well as academic experience. Where are we? So we are located in Victoria, British Columbia. We are on an island. It's called Vancouver Island. And the population of Greater Victoria is basically 370,000. And we have a very mild climate. So I know many people think, oh, Canada is always covered in snow in the winter. And for us over here in Victoria, we got some snow last week, and that was really exciting. But that's probably all the snow we'll get. So it never gets too cold, and it also never gets super hot. So it's just a very mild climate. The top industries here are advanced technology, tourism, and education. I should add that Victoria is the capital city of British Columbia. And we're often voted as one of the top 10 friendliest cities in the world. So we are a wonderful place to be. It's smaller. It's a lot of outdoor activities if you like to spend time by the water, kayaking, hiking. You can go surfing. You can also go skiing here. We have Mount Washington. It's pretty fabulous. And then on top of that, we're very close to larger cities such as Vancouver, but also Seattle. So if you take a commercial flight, it's only 15 minutes to get here from Vancouver to Victoria. And then you can also take a ferry, and that takes an hour and a half. So it's very accessible to visit these different cities, especially on the weekend. How much money do people make here? Well, the minimum wage is $14.60 Canadian. So that is the lowest amount of money you can get paid. An average weekly salary is around $1,100, and an average full-time wage is $29.34. So this is another building at Railroads, and probably many of your classes would take place here. So we offer 3 different 4-year undergraduate degrees. We have a Bachelor of Business Administration in Innovation and Sustainability, a Bachelor of Arts in Global Tourism Management, and a Bachelor of Arts in International Hotel Management. Some highlights for all 3 of those programs: we are very much future thinking, and we take an interdisciplinary approach to learning. You will be in small classes and do a lot of team-based activities and projects, and you will receive academic, career, and personal support. So things like writing, research, job and career preparation, counseling, activities, and clubs. And finally, learning is not just sitting in the classroom and listening to lectures. We do a lot of experiential learning, things like student exchange opportunities, internships, guest speakers, field trips, projects, lots of interesting ways to engage with what you're learning. Another thing that is a bit different for Railroads, and why I'm using this photo, is we're not as traditional as many other institutions. It's not just about an instructor standing in front of the classroom talking to you. You know, our instructors like to engage with our students. The average class size is 35. So our teachers know you, and you know your teachers, which is a pretty phenomenal thing. Here's just a little testimonial from one of our BBA graduates who says that the cohort model, so cohort model is where you'll stay with the same group of students throughout your program. The cohort model that we went through in our program was very intensive and very enlightening. It really gave you a real life experience because you don't get to choose the people that you work with. It really gave us tools to be able to do great teamwork that would increase our proficiency and productivity. So what type of student chooses Railroads to complete their undergraduate program in? Our students are curious, they are passionate, and they really want to positively impact the world around them. They're looking for a program that will give them real-world applicable skills such as leadership, collaboration, critical thinking, active listening. They want to learn a learning experience that will help them succeed in a constantly changing work environment. I think obviously something like COVID-19 has shown all businesses that, you know, they need resilience and they need innovation. Because you don't know what could happen and you want to keep moving forward. And our students are often looking for something different, so not a traditional university experience. So the structure of our 4-year program, in the first year is like an international foundational year, and it's for all international students. And in the second year, you will branch off into your specific degree and study those subjects at a kind of also foundational level. And in the 3rd and 4th year, you will explore and integrate all the things that you've been learning specific to your degree. So the first year will prepare you for success in your academic degree and future career. This means you're going to learn about being a global citizen. You're going to analyze global issues. You're going to explore Canadian history and identity. You're going to learn the academic skills you need for university success. Sometimes I think we don't think about that a lot, but in university, you're going to write a lot of papers. You need to do research, and there are a lot of rules about how you do that, and a lot of tools for you to access to do that successfully. And you're going to do things like write blogs, do research, write essays. You'll actually create your own nonprofit organization, a pretend one, of course, and you'll engage in a lot of lively discussions and debates. So it's a really exciting year. It's your first year. You're just learning what it's like to live in Canada, live abroad, and learning what that means. So our program our program is really working hard to create all these opportunities for us to grow as students and as people. So the program is not just about you as a student, not just about you finding a future career, it's also about you as a person and who you want to be. So Bachelor of Arts in International Hotel Management. So in this program, students will learn in a highly experiential hands-on environment from faculty, teachers who work in executive positions within the industry and award-winning academics. Student will gain the skills to be leaders in unknown climates, spearhead change, and innovate the way we work. A typical student will be driven, self-motivated, had passion for different cultures, and a love for customer service, so working with people. To give you kind of an idea, some of the courses you would take, they're hotel facilities management, value co-creation and experiences marketing, human resources, globalization in the hospitality industry. And you would apply some of the knowledge to 2-3-month internships. You can take a semester abroad. You will visit multinational and boutique hotels. As I mentioned earlier, the second largest industry in Victoria is tourism. So it's a great place to learn about hospitality and tourism. You will receive certifications called Food Safe, Serving It Right, and Superhost. And what can you do with this degree? Because I think a lot of people always want to know what happens when I finish. And there are lots of options. You could work in a hotel or resort. You could become a consultant. You could work in real estate. You could do tourism management, culture, heritage, event management, special events. You could work in casinos or resorts. There's lots of opportunities for you once you graduate. This is Moira, and she's incredible. If you take this program, you will be lucky enough to take some courses with her, and she is very passionate about our students and has incredible experience and background. Bachelor of Arts in Global Tourism Management. So this program, you will engage with professionals from the tourism sector and experienced faculty. Practical and experiential themes of entrepreneurship, leadership, and management will teach you how to lead change and innovate in a constantly evolving industry. Students who take this program are creative, they're motivated, they enjoy working with people, and they may be interested in being a tourism manager or entrepreneur, starting your own business. Sample courses include special events management, tourism product development, destination management and marketing, and human resources. Again, this program also includes 2-3-month internships, and you will go on lots of field trips, you will visit different tourism destinations, and you'll also have job shadowing opportunities. So a lot of ways to not just sit in the classroom, but to get out and apply what you're learning. And in the future, graduates from this program may work in hotels and resorts, cruise ships, clubs. They may get into consulting, tourism marketing, information technology, destination development, as well as event management and recreation and entertainment. So lots of options. This is Brian White. He is the program head for our Bachelor of Arts in Global Tourism Management, and another incredible person. Finally, we have our Bachelor of Business Administration in Innovation and Sustainability. In this program, students will engage with instructors who have industry experience and insight. They will learn how your values can drive the products, processes, and organizations of tomorrow. You will gain the basics of business, but you will also gain the skills that will help you create, manage, and inspire sustainable organizations around the world. So this is not just a typical Bachelor of Business Administration. You will learn what you would normally learn in a BBA, but this is also about considering the environment around you and working towards helping whatever organization you work for be more environmentally friendly and sustainable. Students in this program are driven, they're creative and passionate about sustainable business practices. They are courageous, and they desire to lead change and innovate. Sample courses for the second year would include organizational behavior, marketing, financial accounting, You will apply theory to live client case analysis. You'll pitch a new business to your classmates. And then the third and fourth year are quite unique. You will take a program that is project-based learning. And what does that mean? Well, it means you're not going to take typical courses. Rather, you're going to work with your classmates and real companies to solve real problems. So you're going to apply business concepts like you would in the real world. And this is called project-based learning. What's so incredible about this is when you complete the program, you will have worked on all these different projects and you will have met different companies and you'll be able to put that on your resume. And I think that's really powerful, and it shows future employers you didn't just learn about marketing or accounting. You actually applied what you learned to a real life situation. Students will move on to entrepreneurship, leadership, and solutions-oriented skills and become social and environmental entrepreneurs, business specialists, work for government, non-government, sustainability specialists, or sustainability trainers. Here is another quote from a student who graduated from our BBA program, Luis. We all know that we can't keep doing business the way we used to. And with that in mind, I believe that sustainability is the answer for that. Leaving this program now, I feel very prepared to go into the workforce and create this change so we can keep growing and producing in ways that won't be compromising future generations. And I think it's a pretty powerful statement. Here are some of our students probably getting ready to do a presentation. So what kind of requirements do we need to apply to the program? You will need to graduate from a recognized high school. You will need a B average in 4 academic grade 12 courses. If you are going to apply to the BBA program, you will also need Math 12 or equivalent. And if you're going to apply to tourism or hospitality, you will need Math 12 or Economics 12 or equivalent. For our English requirements, you will need an IELTS 6.0, and you'll need 6.0 in writing, speaking, and 5.5 in listening and reading. Or equivalent, we also accept Duolingo now. And if your English level is lower, we do have English for academic purposes courses that you can also enroll in to make sure that your English is high enough to start the program. We can accept applications as soon as you have finished your first semester of grade 12. And in that case, you would submit your transcripts from grade 11 and the first semester of your grade 12. So you could apply now, and you would just need to show proof that you met the B requirement when you completed the program. Tuition is approximately 22,000 Canadian per year. We do have scholarship and award opportunities. There are entrance and in-course awards that range from $500 to $10,000. They're all listed online on our website, and sometimes they do change. So I would encourage everyone to look at those. For accommodations, we work with a homestay company, and I highly recommend starting your journey with a homestay family simply because you're going to be coming here for 4 years. And when you start a new program and you're in a new country, the last thing you want to think about is cooking and finding an apartment and things like that. And usually what our students do is then they start their program and they meet their classmates, and then from there usually find an apartment to rent together. And the cost of a 1-bedroom apartment ranges from $800 to $1,200 Canadian dollars per month. And I'll finish with this final quote about railroads. Railroads is a great place. When you get here, just dedicate yourself, because you are going to meet so many great people. There's so many people here to support you. You are going to make lifelong friends, and you are going to leave with a degree that is going to prepare you for your future. Believe it. Put your effort into it. And I guarantee you that when you leave, you're going to be leaving so much more than you came with. I also finished with a photo of probably the most prominent building on our campus, which is a castle. And some of you may recognize this castle. It's been used in some of the X-Men movies, also Deadpool, which is kind of fun. We also have peacocks on campus. We have lots of trails, and it truly is a special place. I think that, it's a smaller institution. There are not 20,000 students on campus. And if you are looking for that type of experience, I think that this is, a great institution for you to consider. So I will stop sharing my screen and take a look to see if you have questions. Questions. Okay. What do we have here? Do you have a law department? No. We do offer a Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies, but you can enter that program only from the third year. So what some of our students do is first they go to a college and they do a diploma, and then they transfer into Royal Roads and finish their or get their Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies. The interesting thing about that program is you can complete the third and fourth year in 12 months. It's called an accelerated degree. So it's kind of a fast way. You could earn a degree in 3 years as opposed to 4. Master's programs. Yes, Royal Roads does have several master's programs. It depends on the program. Many of our on-campus master's programs are actually 18 months, and many of them do include internships. What I would say about internships for master's students is if you are somebody who has 7 years, 10 years, 15 years of work experience, and you're taking one of our master's programs, I don't necessarily recommend an internship because internships are typically more entry level. So we have different options that you could take, like a course completion option, or you could work on a project or a research paper. But we do have internships. I forgot I was supposed to start from the bottom. Can international students get a work permit during their undergraduate study? So international students who are at a university, who is a designated learning institution, which Royal Roads is, you will have access to a part-time off-campus work permit, essentially, which would allow you to work up to 20 hours outside of the campus. If you found a job on campus at Royal Roads, you could work full-time. And during breaks, so if you have a break in the summer, you would also get to work full-time off campus. Is there a career center? Does the university help support students to find a job? We do have a lot of support, especially about writing resumes in Canada, preparing for interviews, practicing interviews, cover letters, where to find jobs. Actually, tomorrow, I think, or next week, we are running our first virtual job fair for our tourism students, where companies are going to be online. Normally, we do that in person. We're not going to find you a job, but we are going to help support you to find a job. So we do have people that do that, and they're amazing. Which programs are the most advantageous for international students who would like to build a career in Canada after graduation? That's a really hard question to ask. I think that there are just so many opportunities here, but ultimately finding a job is finding a job anywhere. I think the best thing you can do is pick something that you're passionate about. What I think is really cool about, and if I speak specifically to our undergrad programs, that Royal Roads does really care about, as I mentioned, fostering a sustainable future, and caring about the environment is woven into everything that we do. And I believe that is the future. So I think that you will get that knowledge as well as the subject that you're teaching. So I can see a lot of opportunity in that. But it's hard to say. You got to pick something you're passionate about. Are we able to work after graduation? So in most cases, depending on the length of your program, again, because Royal Roads is a designated learning institution, a public university, you will be able to apply for a post-graduation work permit once you graduate. For a 4-year undergraduate degree, you would be applying for up to 3-year post-graduation work permit. And I encourage you to visit Canada Immigration website for details on that. Could you please inform us about the language requirements? Yes, Duolingo is accepted. And for the undergrad programs, you would need, let me check, Duolingo. So you would need 105 for the overall score and a minimum of 95 in each band. And we do accept IELTS and we do accept TOEFL. I answered that one. Law department. Do you have scholarships that cover all tuition fees? Can we work while studying? So we don't tend to have scholarships that cover all tuition fees. I think the largest scholarship, award that Royal Roads offers is a $10,000 award, which definitely does not cover all of your fees. I would encourage you to see if, there are other external organizations that are offering scholarships. Can we work while we study? As I mentioned earlier, because of the institution and being a DLI, you should be able to work up to 20 hours off campus while you study and full-time during designated breaks. Do you have mechanical engineering? No, we have no engineering. I'm sorry to say. Next, what are the requirements for the Master of Arts in Tourism Management program? Good question. So we offer a Master of Arts in Tourism Management. It is 18 months long. It requires that you have completed an undergraduate degree and have at least 2 years work experience. Now, we also have something called flexible admission if you don't quite meet those entry requirements. So if you have further questions about that, you can shoot me an email afterwards, and I will share my email on here, but it's a really great program. I really encourage you to take it. Any facilities for internships? As I mentioned, yeah, we do have internships for many of our programs, undergraduate and graduate. So, and then we have a whole department that will help support you in preparing to apply for jobs, figuring out how do you apply for jobs in Canada. Obviously, it's different everywhere. If I were to come to Turkey and want to find a job, I would need to learn how to properly format my resume and the information that Turkish employers would want to see on there. So we're going to help you with that. But then ultimately, you're going to go out and apply for those opportunities. Do you offer an MBA in healthcare management or any kind of master's in healthcare management? Not really. We do have a Master of Arts in Leadership with kind of a health focus. I'm not sure if that is really what you'd be looking for, but I will share my email address and send me an email, and I will send you the detailed information on that so you can take a look and see if it works for you. Living expenses in Victoria. This is a great question. The nice thing about Victoria is we're not as expensive as larger cities in Canada, but I also wouldn't call Victoria cheap. Royal Roads is located in Greater Victoria, so it's located in a place called Colwood. It would take about 25 minutes to drive to downtown Victoria. Because it's in Colwood, the living expenses, if you do live in Colwood, are a bit less than Victoria. I mentioned it's about $800 to $1,200 to rent a 1-bedroom apartment. If you wanted a 2-bedroom, that goes up to around $1,800. If you wanted to rent a house, that would be, I don't know, $2,800 to rent a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house. Very often students will get roommates and they will rent a space together to bring down the costs. A bus pass, a 1-month bus pass costs, I think, $80, $85, and then you can take the bus unlimited amounts of time. A Starbucks coffee costs $3 Canadian dollars. Yeah, you can expect to spend, $8 to $12 on breakfast if you ate out at a restaurant. If you went for lunch, it's around 15, and if you went for dinner, it's around 20. If that kind of gives you an idea, some of the costs of things. Yeah. Next question. Is there an architecture program? Are the lessons face-to-face or online? We don't have a program in architecture, unfortunately. What is the minimum GPA requirement for a bachelor's degree? If there's an SAT score, does it work? Because it is around, does it work to cover my GPA because it's around 2.4? We do not require SATs. And for the GPA, so we're looking for a B average in 4 academic grade 12 subjects. So your best 4 subjects. And a B would either be 70 to 84% or a 4. So we'd be, which is E, good. So that's what we would be looking for. Is it possible to transfer credit from a Turkish university from the 3rd year? Yes. If you have completed 2 years of post-secondary education, whether it's at a college or it's at a university in Turkey, and you wanted to finish your undergraduate degree at Royal Roads, it is very possible. What's quite amazing is we have quite a smooth transfer system, so it's not as complicated as it might be at other universities. So you would submit your transcripts from the first 2 years that you completed, and 24 of those credits should be at the 2nd year level. And if you are accepted, you will start directly in the 3rd year of your undergrad program, and then you'll finish in 1 or 2 years. We have a Bachelor of Arts in Professional Communication and a Bachelor of Arts in Justice Studies that can both be completed in 12 months, the 3rd and the 4th year. So those are it's a pretty amazing opportunity to finish more quickly. But then you could also transfer into the 3rd year of our BBA program. You could transfer into the 3rd year of our tourism or hospitality program. So yes, this is very, very possible. Can international students and their spouse get a work permit during the undergraduate program? So if you are accepted into Royal Roads and you have a spouse, then you will be able to apply for a work permit for your spouse. I want to say for the questions about visas, I can only answer so much because in Canada, to give you answers, I need to be a regulated immigration consultant, essentially. So my apologies if my answers do not seem 100% clear. If you want to speak with somebody who is able to discuss that in more detail, we do have people at Royal Roads that you can talk to. So I can also connect you. Let me know. But yes, if we have many, many students, international students at Royal Roads, and their spouses have come with them. They have received open work permits, and we also have individuals with children as well who are studying at elementary or high school here. Do you offer pre-sessional English or a prep year? We have what we call EAP, English for Academic Purposes, programs. They are usually 12 weeks in duration, and we can accept students who are at an intermediate level and up. We also have a university academic preparation program, which is 12 weeks. So yes, you can apply to those programs, and if you just want to take those programs, you can take those programs, or you can take them in order to meet the English requirement for an academic program. Is there any flexibility about application deadlines this year? Zainab, there is a flexibility in a lot of things. So I think, Royal Roads, like many institutions, we're trying to be, as flexible and patient and understanding as we can be. So I would, recommend applying And I would actually recommend everybody applying as soon as possible when they know what program they want to take, because things are just taking time. And just like for you, it might be taking longer to gather documents for your application. You know, for us, it's taking a little longer to process an application. For Canada immigration, it's taking a little longer to process a visa. So I think we all have to be, you know, patient and flexible with one another. How much time it takes application process after I submit my documents? Great question again. If you are applying to a first-year undergraduate program, we should be able to process your application in 1 to 2 weeks. If you are applying to a master's program, it will take 10 to 12 weeks to process a complete application, which is why I say for the master's programs, try and apply as soon as you know. How is the pandemic situation in Victoria? Education is online during this period or hybrid? You know, things are not so bad in Victoria. We are on an island, so we are kind of isolated in a way, but every day we have new cases. We have certain restrictions in the province of British Columbia right now, and those restrictions ask us to only be with our household. So if you live with a family, to only spend time with that family that you live with. If you have roommates, to only spend time with those roommates. Now, with your household, you can go to a restaurant. So I can go to a restaurant with my family that lives in my house, but I cannot go to a restaurant with my friends who live in another house. When it comes to classes, Royal Roads is still 100% online currently. We hope in September we can be like a hybrid, partially on campus, but we don't know what's coming. So I don't want to make any promises. I think many institutions around the world, and including in Canada, are really hoping that we can welcome students back to campus in the fall, but we're still unsure. But we are, you know, I think in Canada, they're hoping to have everybody who wants to be vaccinated by the end of September. So that's really promising for, you know, opening up more public spaces and for us to be in the same space together. What you may find interesting, I know some people have struggled with online learning. Royal Roads actually is quite an expert in online learning. So even before COVID, 70% of our programs are offered online. So we do have a lot of experience delivering online programs and trying to make them engaging. So if you do, and you probably will, anybody who starts university in the fall, some of your courses will be online for sure. I think what's great about Royal Roads is that experience is not going to be too bad. I have a lot of confidence in our incredible faculty for delivering great online programs. Any agent you work with in Turkey? Yeah, we work with agents in Turkey. Contact me afterwards, and I can send you who we're working with. What is the minimum GPA requirement for a master's degree? Almost every program we have, it's a B. So for the master's degree, you would need to have a B average in the last 2 years of your undergraduate degree. So not a B average of the whole undergraduate degree, a B average in the last 2 years. And usually that works to your favor. So usually in the first years of your undergraduate degree, maybe you didn't do as well, but then the third and the fourth year, you kind of smartened up. Do you have any partner companies for internships? So we do work with lots of local companies, local industry. They attend job fairs that we hold. They're very aware of Royal Road students and graduates and happy to employ them. I wouldn't call them partner companies that just take interns because we do not place. There's no internship placement at Royal Roads, but definitely there's an awareness, especially in Victoria, about Royal Roads. Do you offer diploma and co-op programs? We do have diploma programs at the graduate level. We have, I think we have one in project management and organizational behavior that you might be interested in. And we don't have co-op programs, we do have internship opportunities. So it's pretty similar. How is the Turkish student number at the university? We don't have a ton of Turkish students actually at Royal Roads. So I would love to see more Turkish students. I myself have had the privilege of visiting Turkey many times, and I'm a big fan of both the country and the humans that live there. So yeah, it would be great to see more Turkish students here. Really lovely. I think I got every question. I don't know if anybody has any other questions. I just want to say thank you for those questions. They were really thoughtful and they were really good questions. I know it's a big and important decision to study abroad, and especially those of you considering to do your undergraduate degree, it's a really exciting time in your life. So, you know, you really need to think about not just the program, but you need to think about the destination and what kind of destination you want. Do you want a big city? Do you want a smaller city? You need to think about the institution. What are the values of the institution? Does that align, you know, with you? And then also the program that you think is going to help you in the future meet your career dreams. So this has been great. Thanks.
Yes, Brooke, all questions looks answered. Just let me tell everybody if they have any additional questions. Merhaba arkadaşlar tekrar. Eğer başka sorularınız varsa bitirmeden önce yazmanızı rica ederiz. Genel olarak sorular bitti ve webinarımızı kapatmak üzereyiz.
And I put my email address in the chat in case anybody had a question. And I believe I will receive your contact information. So you will get an email from me with some videos and more information about railroads in case you're interested.
Yes, I think we have one more.
One more. Can we have a past university entrance exam in Turkey for bachelor degree? Sorry if I missed application requirements. Essentially, I don't know exactly how to answer that question. I can say that you have to graduate from a
I can explain to you, because some countries have, some universities, you know, like Germany, Austria, it's yes, it's compulsory. That's why a student asking about it.
No, we do not have any exam that you have to take. So you just need to graduate from high school. You need a B average in 4 academic subjects, your best subjects. And then in some cases, like with the BBA, you are going to need a Math 12 or equivalent, but you need to pass. So if you had 4 academic subjects and you got B's and A's, but you got, you know, a C+ in math, it's okay. We won't count it in your overall GPA calculation. So we'll choose the best 4 academic subjects and no additional tests. Don't worry. You worked hard enough.
Yes, now, yes, I was saying that all questions are done, but now we have one more.
Perfect. What makes Victoria special than other cities in Canada? You know, obviously I'm biased because I live here in Victoria. We are located on an island. We do have the mildest weather in the country, and that matters. Vancouver, which is very close, also has mild weather. But I'm sorry to say to Vancouver that Victoria actually gets 25 to 40% less rain. So Victoria also is in the top 10 of Canadian cities for most sunny days. So we have sunny days, we have mild weather. People are quite kind here. They're helpful. As a whole, in Victoria, we really believe in things like work-life balance. So you do your job and then you also have a life to live, and you should enjoy your life. You should take your mental health very seriously. I think that's why it's very special. I also think like around Victoria and Vancouver Island, we have all these different little islands that you can visit on the weekends with different communities. There are so many places to explore. So I would encourage everyone here after this is done, if you didn't know about Victoria or Vancouver Island, get on Google and look it up. Look at the photos, look at the videos, look at what people are producing on TikTok, YouTube. This is really a special place that I think is, you know, it's like a hidden gem. I am born, I live in Turkey, but I have Canadian citizenship and I want to continue my university in Canada. I'm third class in university med school. What can I do about it? I'm not sure. We don't have a school of medicine at Royal Roads University. I would encourage you probably to reach out to UBC. Also, I mean, if you want to stay in BC, you could also check, I believe that there are other programs throughout the country. And because you're a Canadian citizen, you should be able to apply to those programs. But that's what I would encourage you to do. We don't do medicine. Good luck. We need lots of good doctors. Any other questions? Okay. So as I said, my email address is in the chat. Feel free to copy it, send me an email whenever you want, and I will be in contact with you and give you some more resources about the university, but also just about the destination. And yeah, have a good day. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Brooke, for this very informative webinar. Everything is very clear now, and all questions also covered. Just let me thank to participants in Turkish. Katıldığınız için hepinize çok teşekkür ederiz. Yarın da saat 4 ve 6'da webinarlarımız olacak. Onlara da bekleriz. Eğer başka sorularınız olursa Brooke chatbox'a e-mail adresini yazdı. Oradan kendisine e-mail atabilir ve ulaşabilirsiniz. Tekrar teşekkürler. And thank you so much again, Brooke. See you at next webinar, next session.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.